Hi guys, welcome to my online chess lecture. This video is on the chess queen. Let's dive right into it. This is the diagram for the chess queen, and this is the representation of the chess queen on the board. So I'm going to use this to explain how the chess queen move and capture on the board and some interaction with other pieces on the chessboard. The queen can move and capture along the ranks. By now, ranks are not new idea on this page. I've explained ranks on each video I made about the chess pieces. So I'll do the same thing here for the queen. The ranks are a combination of squares joined together, lying down horizontally straight. In this direction, we have number of squares connected along the first rank. So they are like this. So we can call this the first rank. So all the squares along this particular first rank are known as the first rank squares. First rank, second rank, third rank, fourth rank, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, running through from left to right or from right to left, vice versa. The queen standing on the fifth rank currently have access to the squares on the fifth rank. So she's staying here on a light square on the fifth rank. In this case, she can move towards the direction, left side and right side, depending on what you are seeing on your screen right now. So this might be your left, that might be your right. It depends. So just understand the movement of the queen along the rank. Great. Let's talk about the files. The files are squares connected along the letters of the alphabet on the chessboard. They are vertically straight, either up or down. So in this case, the queen is standing on the D file. So since she can see through all the squares from where she's standing, that means she can have access to the square. Simply means she can move on those squares to and fro without any obstruction. So this explains the file, which is D file. We have other files to like the H file, G file, F, E, C, B, and A file on their own. For now, we are dealing with the D file. So if I'm to connect the D file and the fifth rank, I'm going to have something like this currently. So if you look at it, the queen can cover all these squares, but a single direction at a time, depending on the player's choice. So if you are the player at the moment and you are told to move the queen, you will choose one direction at a time, either to this direction or here, up or down. Either ways, you are right. So this is how the queen moves along the ranks and files. Over to the diagonals. Diagonals are squares that looks like this. You see, the queen at the moment is standing on a light square. So all the diagonal squares are light squares. So through from G8, H7, we have E6, D5, C4, B3, then A2, coupled with other squares here along H1, G2, we have F3, then E4, D5, C6, B7, then A8. So this tells us how powerful the queen is. Moving forward, since we are still highlighting the ranks, files, and diagonal, I would love to tell you that the queen standing here on D5 at the moment have access to 27 squares. How did I know? I counted, and I'm going to do that currently here now with you. Let's count all the squares on the rank and file. Let's start with the rank. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For the files, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is why you see the rank and file squares are 14. For the diagonals, D, we have 13 squares. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 diagonal squares plus 14 rank and file squares gives us 27 squares altogether that the queen can go to. In that regard, I've simply explained this side of the board. However, I'm still coming there. The queen is worth 9 points. This simply connotes that the queen has the highest value as per point value, not dragging spaces with the king. When it comes to the value of the pieces on the board, the queen has the highest point, which is 9 points. So the queen is 9 points. She shares values with combination of pieces put together on the board. As it is, a pawn is 1, bishop is 3, rook is 5. So 1 plus 3, 4 plus 5, 9. This simply means that if you are playing on the chessboard and maybe by mistake you lose a queen, you can acquire legally a pawn, a bishop, a rook to equally compensate the material you lost as a queen to have equal 9 points taken from your opponent too. When playing carefully, you will notice that the more you lose pieces, the lesser the strength of your armies, or the lesser the strength of the soldiers in your army on the chessboard. So you don't lose pieces. Now you know the value of a queen is 9. You don't lose the queen for a less valued piece. No. I have a video on hanging pieces. Whenever a piece lesser, like a 3 point captures the 9 point, you are losing material. Whenever a pawn 1 point captures a bigger point 9 point, you are losing material. If it happens to you, that is, your opponent uses a pawn to capture a queen from you, you're losing material. So let's reverse the case. Let's try you using a pawn to capture a queen from your opponent. What do? You have just gained the material. In fact, you'll be extremely happy because you've gained material. So it's vice versa. The knowledge helps you safeguard the pieces that you have by knowledge of the value. A queen is equal to 3 for bishop, 3 for bishop, 3 for 9, 9 points. So 2 bishops and a knight can give you the value of a queen. So you have to be extremely careful. Do not lose either your queen or 2 bishops and a knight on the board. No, that is losing 9 points of materials. Moving to the queen is powerful. We've just seen number of squares the queen can cover. She covers at maximum 27 squares from the center, and that is not only when standing here. She can also cover the same number of squares when standing somewhere here, or somewhere here. Any of these 4 squares. Anything aside from these 4 squares, the number of squares reduces. If she's here, the idea and the logic behind she's standing on e5 aside from d5 is that instead of her covering light squares, she will have access to the dark squares diagonal instead. So dark square diagonals to either sides of the board. Do's and don'ts. A queen can move vertically and horizontally. We have seen that. A queen can move diagonally. A queen can capture the way she moves. So let me illustrate capture. The queen can capture along the file she moves. That is one example. Since the queen can see the knight, the queen can take the knight. If the queen cannot see the knight, the queen cannot take the knight. So since the queen can see the knight, if it is a free knight, you can take it. So this is along the file up, along the file down, you can see. Then we can have ideas along the diagonals here, this direction, or vice versa. And you can also have along the rank. This is what makes her very powerful. I'm telling you, see, just standing on the square, she have access to 4 pieces at a time. No piece on the chessboard can ever achieve this alone. Only the queen. A piece that can try that, or two pieces that can try that, are either the bishop or the rook. However, the king can also try, but the number of pieces at a time you can attack with a queen is more. You have more options. Let's put more pieces on the board. You see, I can equally put a piece here, I can put a pawn here. Just imagine, provided the queen can see those pieces, it means she can take them. However, how do you make your decision of the capture you want to go for? There are many factors that can affect the decision you make on which of the piece from the enemy side you will capture. One, if the piece is defended, you have to not capture that, provided you want to do a certain action. There are reasons, there are exceptions to all these things, but at beginner's level, provided the piece is free to capture, you need to use what we call scale of preference before taking any of the pieces. For instance, on this board, I have a rook, a pawn, knight, bishop, pawn, knight. Let's eliminate the ones we will capture. Let's eliminate the ones we won't capture. I can't capture this now because this pawn is defended by a knight. So if I take it, the queen will take it back. So this is out of the picture. Moreover, the pawn is 1 point. So it's still very small. The knight 3 points, the bishop 3 points, the knight 3 points, the pawn 1, and the rook is 5. This bishop is defended by a knight, so I won't go for either the bishop now or the pawn now. So I will go for something very free and with more value, and that is the rook of 5 points. This idea is a logical reasoning that helps you scale your preferences when trying to capture material on the board. So a queen can move through long distance space. We have seen it here, so I don't have anything to talk more on in this regard. Since the queen can travel as far as possible to h2, she can move through long distance and back. See, she covers 27 squares, so it's clear. A queen cannot jump over pieces. I will keep saying this in my videos. Since the queen can move along the diagonal and file and rank, you should be aware that the queen is unable to jump over a pawn of same color to take the enemy piece. No, the queen does not do that. The queen does not jump from here, or cannot even do it, does not have the ability. It is wrong. Cannot jump over his pieces to take this. No, the path must be a clear path to the enemy piece before you can take with the queen. A queen cannot be promoted. That's an advanced knowledge. You cannot change the queen or make it an advanced piece. No, promotion belongs to only the pawns. A queen cannot be castled. Yes, a queen cannot be castled. Castling belongs to only the king. It's a king move, and the king drags along the rook. So those are the two pieces involved in castling. However, it belongs to the king. I believe this video has covered some information you need to learn about the queen. If you have questions to ask about the chess queen, you can drop the questions in the comment section. I'm going to answer those questions. So, thank you for watching. Do not forget to give this page a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching again, once again.